So back when the pandemic began in March, when everything started, my husband got a phone call from somebody that worked at the Hackensack YMCA and had extra perishable food that had to be donated, and they didn't have any place to bring it to. And because it was all perishables, if they didn't get it donated, unfortunately, it was going to get thrown away. So she made some calls and ended up getting in contact with my husband, who said, "Do you know anybody that can use some extra food?" And so since March, almost every Tuesday, me, my husband, and sometimes Coach Voice go to Hackensack. We pick up food from the Hackensack YMCA and we drive it over to Cliffside Park and Fairview Food Pantry and donate extra food over at the food pantry there. I think that it's extremely rewarding, and that's why this Christmas everybody was struggling. Financially, emotionally, it was a very, very tough year, I think, for many people. And so, because I now have gotten involved with this food pantry in Cliffside and Fairview, I just sent an email and asked our school community if they'd like to give back to our community that we work with every single day. And the support from the staff, from the high school teaching staff, was unbelievable. Everybody was extremely supportive, and all that I asked was to donate, a little bit of money so that we can, give some food, some jackets, some games. As a faculty in the high school, we raised over $1,300. They've been extremely grateful for all the donations that have come in throughout this entire pandemic. But with the holiday season coming around, they were even more appreciative. They couldn't believe the support of the entire community. I still want to be involved. And I could see myself going forward, continuing to reach out to the faculty and the teachers and asking for donations. Make something bigger than yourself. We all tend to think about our own needs a lot, but sometimes it's more important and it feels better to think about others. I recommend, to all students and everybody to go out and get involved, within your community. And whether it doesn't always have to be, helping a local pantry or something, just get involved in the community as a whole. And the more you're involved with, the more what you do helps others and gives back to others, the better society as a whole will be.
Our world is quickly progressing in all aspects, one of those aspects being gender identity. For some that comes easy, but others may feel they're in the wrong body and deserve to explore their gender identity to find the life they deserve. Transgender people are an important part of the LGBTQ+ community, and they face so many obstacles before, during, and even after they've transitioned. We'll be showing you clips of interviews to help shed light and bring awareness to the many problems that transgender people face, and why we as a community should come together and be more accepting and more understanding.
When you first start your transition, you kind of feel alone. You kind of feel attacked. And, my teachers, they were just like, well, on the roster, it says this.
Obviously, when you first start your transition, you have a new name. You expect people to follow through with calling you that name, and sometimes what will happen is they'll slip up. Nothing wrong with that. But when they purposely try to, call you by your birth given name, you're in a very difficult position. So what I started doing, I would just ignore them until they got it right.
Sometimes I know that I want to be honest, but that's gotten me in trouble, where I can tell the first guy that comes up to me, I'm so happy they have come up to me to hit on me, and I'll tell them well, hey, listen, I'm trans, are you okay with that? And that'll kind of screw up the rest of the night, because guys want to use you to be like, oh, let me go send my boy to go hit on her to see if he likes her, and then you know, if he falls for it, then I can make fun of him.
So I met up with this guy, whatever, and he threatened to stab me. So that kind of like scared me. I just got out the car. I'm like really like nonchalantly, like I was like, okay, this is not my scene. I don't want to die.
Fake kind of like thing going on. Now that I have gone through my transition, it's a little bit more fun, my life, and it's a little bit like more easy to express myself without judging myself. I can actually get close to people and I can understand, you know, relationships and friendships and love every moment of it.
People just need to know that we're human, you know? Like we feel, we're just like you. Our lives are just different, but we're all the same.
These clips show only a fraction of the emotions and obstacles that transgender people have to face in their daily lives. We as a community need to learn and understand that certain jokes might hurt, even though that wasn't our intention. We hope that by watching these clips, you've learned something from these brave women. Transitioning is a very sensitive and vulnerable time in someone's life. And what may be a throwaway comment for you might make someone else feel thrown away. They deserve our respect and sensitivity for everything that they endure. In our next episode, we will show the impact that social media has on the LGBTQ+ community and why we should be mindful as to what we post in respects to the community.
The Bergen Young Leaders for Kindness and Empathy is a club in which its mission is to put an end to bullying and discrimination by educating elementary school students about core values of acceptance, diversity, kindness, empathy, and respect. Also, it was founded as a valuable student-led organization to provide the elementary school students with an instructional module for the social and emotional learning curriculum. That's how I would describe it. And Mrs. Rowan, do you have?
Well, if I could add, and that's a great way to describe it, if I could just add, quite often even the role as a anti-bullying specialist is you're very reactive to bullying within the district. And this club is being proactive to it, right? Talking to kids about it before it happens and at a young age and teaching them that they have a role in this as upstanders, as just friends and as classmates to create an environment that is bully-free. So I am a history teacher at Cliffside Park. It's my 3rd year there, and I run the Humanities Academy, which just began last year, which is where I met Pelin. And I was also the anti-bullying specialist in the school.
Hello, my name is Pelin Cokuslu, and I'm a junior at Cliffside Park High School. I'm the founder and president of the Bergen Young Leaders for Kindness and Empathy, or BYLKE. I'm also a youth ambassador for the Tyler Clementi Foundation, as well as a newly appointed Bergen County leader for the hashtag They Were Representative. So our main goals for this club actually is to work with the elementary school and the K-5 teachers and go in their classrooms to give them lessons about our core values of kindness, empathy, respect, and diversity. And through that, they would create original fictional stories, and we'd basically just teach them, about anti-bullying initiatives, those important values of kindness and empathy, whilst also teaching them about how to write their own stories. And that way we introduce elementary school to the moral behavior, the boundaries at that age, since I really think that's the way that we can address bullying and definitely interrupt it. Okay, so basically I applied in spring 2020, I'm quite sure, to be a youth ambassador for the Tyler Clementi Foundation, and over applicants nationwide I was chosen. I've also had personal experience of being a target of bullying during my middle school years, so it's just been such an important cause for me, and I wanted to definitely take a stand against bullying and be part of that movement. And I wanted to include our district, Cliffside Park High School community, into that as well. So over the summer, I was thinking about, how can I achieve this goal? How can I interrupt bullying? How can I educate young kids? And I came to the conclusion that in order to achieve this important goal, I needed to raise awareness by designing a values-based class project for the elementary school, just like we have described. And I think that's where children learn, like I said, their morals, their boundaries, the acceptance of behavior. And I thought by starting with young kids and teaching those important values, I think it will definitely just, as they grow up, it will spread and it can be part of the anti-bullying movement. So it's something really important to me, and I hope to involve our community in it as well.
And I would say as a history teacher, I'm always using history to teach social emotional learning, right? Social emotional feelings of how do you think people felt when this happened, and what do you think, was the aftermath, and how did it change society? So with those kind of lessons, that's what Pelin's really doing. She's talking to young students and saying, how do you think it feels when this happens to you, or when you do this? And even the writing part of this, where they really get to explore the thoughts behind it, is great. But I have to give a lot of credit to Pelin, also Mrs. Levine. I know she did a lot of work with you this summer to get this up and running. And Mr. Pinto for giving us the green light with, go ahead, I think this is a great idea. So this kind of, I would say, almost fell into my lap. and Pelin has done so much hard work and continues to do hard work with it, and just has a supportive team around her that's really cheering her on.